Jury downstairs.
The verdict. May I have the verdict slips, please? Count 001, charging the defendant with armed assault with intent to murder.
Guilty.
As to count 002, charging aggravated assault and battery by means of a dangerous weapon. Is the defendant not guilty or guilty as charged?
Yes,
I'm sorry, on count 002, charging aggravated assault and battery by means of a dangerous weapon, do you find the defendant not guilty or guilty of offense as charged?
Guilty.
As to count 003, charging the defendant with possession of a firearm, not home, work, no license, do you find the defendant is not guilty or guilty as charged?
Guilty.
As to count 004, charging possession of ammunition, do you find the defendant not guilty or guilty as charged?
Guilty.
As to count 005, charging possession of a firearm while in commission of a felony, do you find the defendant not guilty or guilty as charged?
Guilty.
As to count 006, charging possession Class D with intent to distribute, do you find the defendant not guilty or guilty as charged?
Guilty.
As to count 007, charging possession of a firearm, no firearm identification card, to wit a .380 handgun, do you find the defendant not guilty or guilty as charged?
Guilty.
As to count 008, charging the defendant with possession of a rifle, shotgun, no firearm identification, to wit a 12-gauge high-standard handgun, do you find that the defendant is not guilty or guilty as charged?
Guilty.
As to count 009, possession of a rifle, shotgun, no firearm identification, to wit a .22 caliber Mossberg rifle, do you find the defendant not guilty or guilty as charged?
Guilty.
Members of the jury?
Yes.
As to count 002, charging aggravated assault and battery by means of a dangerous weapon, you say the defendant is guilty, so say you, Mr. Foreperson?
Yes.
Say you all members of the jury?
Yes.
As to count 003, charging the defendant with possession of a firearm, not home, work, no license, after you found the defendant guilty, so say you, Mr. Foreperson? And so say you all members of the jury?
Yes.
And as to count 10, charging possession of ammunition, you found the defendant guilty, so say you, Mr. Foreperson?
Yes.
And so say you all members of the jury?
Yes.
A firearm, no firearm identification card. Having found the defendant guilty, so say you, Mr. Foreperson?
Yes.
So say you all members of the jury?